Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Got a different kind of video for you today. We are doing a tent review, initial setup and unboxing and initial impressions. This is the Durston X-Mid Pro 2. It's the Dyneema version. My previous tent was a Big Agnes Fly Creek UL2. Great tent, but I bought it back in 2011 and it met the end of its lifespan. It just kind of started falling apart. I contacted Big Agnes. They said once the seam seals the seam tape starts to go, that usually means it's the end of its lifespan. So be it, I got my money's worth out of it. One of the biggest complaints about that for me was the single door. This solves that problem with 2 doors, and then that tent weighed in at about 3 pounds with the ground sheet. This weighs in at, I put this on the scale as you see it here, and it was 19.65 ounces. So a little bit heavier than they advertise on the website, but I'm losing 2 pounds and I'm gaining an extra door, so very happy about that. Enough rambling, we're gonna set it up. We've got some MSR groundhogs. I've got 6 stakes, and then I got some carbon fiber poles from Bass Pro Shops. They're Ascend brand. They weigh 6 3/4 ounces, so only about 1.5 ounces heavier than some of those ultralight trekking poles out on the market, but excited to see how this works and the setup and how easy it is. I'm going to do a time lapse and that'll start right now. Oh, hey, there you are. Tent's all set up and I like it. I like it. It takes a little bit getting used to, but with more practice, with more time setting it up, we'll get it so that it goes up pretty quickly. That hyperlapse that you saw was only 11 seconds, but in real world, it took me about 5 minutes to set it up and tweak it, and then I tweaked it some more after the fact. But this vestibule is huge, and really happy with that. So one of the reasons why I bought this one was because of this door. So the door, and it folds down, or it folds up, it hangs down, it folds up so that you don't have to have it on the ground. It just folds up and out of the way, and you can sit here and cook and be protected if the wind's coming this way or the rain's coming this way. You can cook in your little vestibule over here. When I was setting it up, I kind of realized, I think in the video from Durston itself, they said to put the corner guys at 45 degrees. I found that the bathtub gets more taut if you go along the lines of the floor. So this one is going more that way, this one's going straighter this way, that back corner is going that way, and that back corner is going that way. So it's more straight out. Interrupt that a little recap of the tent. I set it up again the next day after watching the Durston, and I didn't make these sides as tight as I should have in the original setup. So much better pitch. It's a lot more taut, not going anywhere. So just practice makes perfect, but still really liking it. I actually, now that it's tight, there's one spot on this corner. So the vestibule comes down on the long side. That's a very tight spot, and then it's the same on the other side as well. So it's either too tight or just needs to be worked in a little bit. And at an angle, there's 2 more points for another guy and another stake right here at this corner and at that back corner to help tie it out a little bit. I have the trekking poles at 50. It's nice and tight. There's a little loop down here so that the floor will stay with it. It won't go away. But then also the best part is that the trekking pole is off to the side. It's not right in the middle of the door itself. The vestibule, like I said, is very large. There's a little spot here where it creates a little more ventilation. As long as the weather is nice, I'm going to keep the vestibules open for cross-flow, airflow. But the vestibules are really nice, and they have a lot of space to store your stuff. Would it be tight with 2 regular-sized adults in here? Absolutely. But with a regular-sized pad, my pad's 25 inches wide, you definitely can't fit 2 of those, but you can definitely fit 2 20s if you're really friendly with your partner. It's got a pocket here and a pocket by that door so that you can put a cell phone, a headlamp, whatever it needs to do. The wall, I mean, there's plenty of headroom. There's so much headroom in here. I still have at least a foot before I would hit my head. So if the weather is bad and you're stuck staying in your tent, you can definitely have enough space without feeling claustrophobic. The material is Dyneema. It's very thin. You can see my hand right through it. Not to the point where you can see, but there's definitely, it's definitely transparent. Plenty of space to lay down. And I mean, I can't even touch the top of the tent because it's that high. The design is that good. So plenty, I mean, it's actually like mind-boggling large in here. If you wanted to sleep head to head, the person next to you will definitely have less headspace. It's meant for head to foot. So the other person's head would be over there and they have a ton of headspace, but I can spread out just fine. Have plenty of room. I can have all of my gear because I'm going to be carrying a lot of extra gear, non-backpacking gear on my trip, and that can go in that vestibule and be absolutely covered and out of my way. I don't have to keep it in the tent where it could potentially pierce the floor. The ground sheet that they offer wasn't in time. That was a pre-order. So I'm gonna have to be really careful where I set this up, make sure that there are no rocks because the ground is super, the ground cloth is super thin material, but you just put a patch if need be. But really, really impressed with the space. I mean, it really is huge. It's like a large box. It will take a little bit of time to get all of the finer details with the guying out. I don't know if I mentioned this or in another take, but there's another spot that I can guy out over here, which I'm probably going to do. It's not that much extra weight, but these trekking pole tops are padded so that there's extra reinforcement up there. It's a really, really well-designed tent, and it really maximizes the space in such a small footprint. So this is going to do really well. I know there are a ton of other videos on this tent out there on YouTube, but thanks for watching mine. That's going to do it for this one. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment section below. We'll see you in the next video.